It is the outermost planet from the Sun, and the windiest in the solar system. Stay with me in this video to learn everything that there is to know about Neptune. Let's start with Neptune's physical characteristics. Neptune gets its name from the deep blue colour of its surface, which is reminiscent of the sea god Neptune. Neptune is the darkest, coldest, and windiest place in the solar system, making it one of the most inhospitable places to visit. The topmost clouds are made of hydrogen, helium, and methane, which whip around the planet at 2,000 km per hour, faster than the speed of sound. Not only that, but the light that is received on Earth is 900 times higher than on Neptune, so noon on Neptune would appear as twilight. A feature seen on this image of Neptune is the Great Dark Spot. This is a storm the size of Earth and is similar to Jupiter's Great Red Spot. It is thought to be a gap in the methane atmosphere, revealing the darker bands in the lower clouds. However, this storm lasted only a few years, as when photographed again by the Hubble Space Telescope 5 years after Voyager 2's photo, the spot was gone. However, these storms are quite frequent on Neptune's surface, and it spends more than half its time with one. Neptune is a very similar size to Uranus, at 49,244 km wide, but is denser at 1.64 grams per centimeter cubed. This gives the planet the second largest surface gravity in the solar system, of 11.15 meters per second squared, and its mass is 1.02 times 10 to the 26 kilograms. Just like Uranus, the planet has three main layers: the upper atmosphere, a mantle of water, ammonia, and methane ices, and a rocky core comprised of nickel and iron. The upper atmosphere is extremely cold, at 59 degrees Kelvin, but its interior is over 7,000 degrees Kelvin. Neptune's magnetic field is also very strange. First, it is set 44 degrees away from the poles of the planet, and is lopsided, meaning that the field is more powerful on one side. However, the field is still extremely strong, 27 times stronger than Earth's. Neptune, like all the other gas giants, has a ring system. It has 5 main rings, which like Uranus are made of dark material and dust, which is largely invisible to the naked eye. Let's look at the orbit and rotation of Neptune. Neptune actually has one of the most circular orbits out of any of the planets, with an average orbital radius of 4.5 billion kilometers. At perihelion, or its closest distance to the Sun, the planet is 4.46 billion kilometers away, while at aphelion, or its furthest distance from the Sun, the planet is 4.54 billion kilometers away. Neptune's day is 16 hours and 6 minutes long, the third quickest in the solar system. However, its year is 164 Earth years, which means that the Neptunian calendar would have almost 90,000 days for every year. It has an axial tilt of 28.3 degrees, which is similar to Earth's and therefore has similar seasonal patterns. However, the seasons of Neptune last over 41 years, so the poles of the planet are subjected to extremely long exposures of light and dark. Now let's look at the moons of Neptune. Neptune has 14 known moons, with only one major moon. This major moon is known as Triton, with a diameter of 2,707 kilometers, the 7th largest moon in the solar system. It dwarfs the other moons of Neptune, the next largest being Proteus, with a diameter of 420 kilometers. But Triton is a very strange moon. It is the only moon in the solar system that orbits in retrograde to its host planet. What this means is that it orbits in the opposite direction to Neptune's rotation. When planets form, they have a ring of material that rotates in the same direction to the planet, and eventually forms the moons. This would suggest that Triton is a captured object, rather than a moon that formed with the planet. It most likely came from the Kuiper Belt, the ring of objects far beyond Neptune, and was captured in the planet's gravity. The surface of the moon is mostly made of frozen nitrogen and rock. These two materials are seen directly adjacent to each other, forming cratered and smooth plains. Plumes of material have also been spotted erupting from the surface, but the composition of these plumes is unknown. While Neptune's surface temperature is 59 degrees Kelvin, Triton's surface temperature is a blistering 34 degrees Kelvin, because the icy surface reflects the heat from the Sun. It is the coldest known object in the solar system. Let's explore some interesting features of Neptune. Neptune was the only planet in the solar system that wasn't discovered by the naked eye or telescope, and instead was predicted. This was through Uranus's orbit, which seemed to deviate from its predicted course. Some of the theories that were considered was that Newton's law of gravity does not work over long distances, such as the distance that Uranus orbits. However, French astronomer Urbain Le Verrier predicted that an unnamed body was pulling Uranus from its predicted orbit. He determined the position of this mystery planet and sent his findings to Johann Galle, a German astronomer. Within a single night, the planet was found, with its location being barely a degree from where Le Verrier predicted it to be. However, there was some controversy with who actually made the discovery. In the exact same month, John Couch Adams, a British astronomer, also calculated where the missing planet should lie in the sky. Completely independently of each other, both Adams and Galle discovered Neptune, but because Le Verrier had predicted it first, there was a dispute over who actually discovered the planet. After many years of debate, they were both given joint credit for its discovery. The only spacecraft to ever go past Neptune was Voyager 2 in 1989, so this planet is probably the one that we know the least about. All the close-up photos of the planet and its moons were from this spacecraft. However, NASA recently released a concept idea that detailed a new mission known as Trident, which would do a flyby of Triton and Neptune. This mission makes use of a short time window where gravity assist will be able to propel the spacecraft to Neptune by 2038. During this mission, it will come as close as 500 kilometers above Triton's icy surface, and would completely map the rest of the moon's exterior. I feel like this would definitely be a great mission to undertake, as with one spacecraft to ever get closer to the planet and its moons, there is definitely a lot more to learn about these objects. And if you stayed with me throughout this entire series, I want to thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't, then make sure you go back and watch the Planets of the Solar System playlist. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and until next time, goodbye.